the big thing to talk is their Google partnership. So before going into Google partnership, they announced like not just confusing thing, but I think the trajectory of the next upcoming years for Google and Samsung and even Google's on their own phone or even the whole Android community. So couple of things they announced with Google partnership is first of all their whole is integrated in the whole device or now. So now you can say hey Google, and just like assistance it will pop out from the bottom up, and you can say search whatever you want, say whatever you want, like just like an assistance like Google's assistance. Okay, that's their big thing. And also their partnership with Google with Android ecosystems, and also Circle to Search, like you can definitely say like Circle, like they also partners. Samsung is the Google's biggest partnership, have Google's biggest partnership for past couple of years. Like latest Android features first come to Samsung. Even Google has Android, even Google owns Android, but the first features comes on Samsung mobiles. Just like how this year you can see, get for an example, Circle to Search, where Samsung Circle to Search first came on. First we thought it was only on Samsung, but later on Google, we can say definitely in Google event, they unveiled that when they talk in the Android section in the Google I/O, they said that it will be available to all Android devices later this year. It is always that happening. Like first it comes to Samsung and then Google Pixel and all Android devices who can get these features, I think. And it's happening for a couple of years, and this year also it happened with Circle Search too. Sorry. So that's why uh, that's one thing, their partnership with Google, and they are also strengthening it with a couple of big things that I want to talk about. First thing is Google Assistant integrated in Samsung phone. So last week we talked about the Google's assistants and their confusing the relation between what they are going to do with Gemini and Google Assistant. Hey Google, and I was definitely was confused, like what Google was trying to do with this whole trajectory of Gemini getting into whole Android ecosystem. Like they recently announced how there will be different Gemini AI app in phone that will have this couple of AI features, and it was kind of an uh, confusing thing, like in terms of assistance. AI, Google, Google has their Google Assistants for past couple of years, even before Gemini came in the whole thing. But what I was really confused was how Google is going to integrate Gemini and Google Assistants both. And will we get a new kind of an assistance, and will Google Assistants will go even more powerful with integrating with Gemini's AI power? And I was like, yeah, that's the most basic option like most common sense option Google can go towards it. But in Google I/O's event, they didn't even mention about Google Assistants, what they are going to do. And we were confused about like, hey, is Google Assistant dead or what? Like, what are we gonna do it? Then fast forward to this event, like the Samsung event there today. I'm just recording up to this event, like this event. So what happened is Google's integrating Google Assistants in Samsung devices. First of all, that was way too much kind of a shocking to me, and I was like, where is going, like where is this Bixby with this whole thing? Is Samsung forgetting about their Bixby assistant even existing? Why not integrating Bixby with Gemini, and I was like, why not? Yeah, because you have your own assistance over there. Even though it is terrible, it doesn't do that much work on, but still, Bixby is a good. Like you have your own assistants. Why do you wanna collaborate with Google? Then, okay, that keeping that aside, even though they have their own Bixby, they even didn't care to talk about it much in the S24 Ultra this year announcement in January, and I was okay with it. Then, when they announced the Google's how Google was going to integrate Google Assistant, it is when they talk in the event about like, hey Google, and Google's Assistant pop out from the bottom, and there you can corner, you can see there is Gemini, and I was like, yeah, heck yeah, this is the path I was just asking for Google to do in the last podcast too, where what I just really want is Google to integrate Gemini with Google Assistants to make it more powerful and just make a one assistance that people are not confused with, not just having two assistants but having two different names for two different assistants. Like, just imagine calling, hey Gemini. Why Google? You have your own assistant for a while, and Google, hey Google works for in so many ways. Your brand value, why when destroying it, your brand value? Like, why don't you want to call hey Google? It's like, uh, okay, so that's what I was trying to tell last week about you two in the podcast, that Google's assistant, how they should integrate this both. But I think they certainly did it right in this thing, that integrating Google Assistant, and when the Google Assistant pop out, there you can see definitely Gemini seeing there. So it was a good. Okay, at least we are now clear what Google Assistant path is going on, and in the next month, in August month, there is Google's event 2 happening. So I think this is how it will be integrated in the Pixels, newer Pixels 2. Sorry, in the newer Pixels 2, just like how they integrated into Samsung's. So no doubt in that. But after this announcement, my further questions comes in the this whole discussion we are having is will like is Google trying to like make the Google Assistant the whole assistance for all the Android phones out there? Because let's see, like, okay, in the Android community out there, like all Android devices, which phones have their own, let's say, assistants? It's Google, and with their Hey Google assistants, then then it is obviously Samsung's Bixby. Then I don't think these are the two popular ones, right? I think yeah. Then in iPhone it's Siri, obviously, but these are the two most popular. Like, let's say, what are the other companies have in the assistants, in their assistants? Then I was like, is Google going to integrate in the whole Android device ecosystem in terms of assistants? Is Google, hey, Google is going to dominate in the assistant, especially going to get integrated into all Android devices as assistants for Android devices as one, and competing all as one with Siri. With just last month, they announced Siri an update that is still, we have not used it, but it's going to improve as they say. But the bigger question we said, the bigger like theory or uh, bigger question I ask here is Google going to integrate the Google Assistants to all Android devices, just like how they did it, they did it with Samsung's this Fold series, and it is quite, it can be happening, and I think it's a great way to do that, because all do when I see all Android devices, they most of them don't have kind of an assistant that is much popular and people don't even use it. I think I have seen much more people use Siri as an assistant, even though Siri is not as good as Google Assistants and it is still trash. I have still not updated it. Right now this version I have still not updated the latest Siri version. I'm not using developer version. Still to this day, till date, Siri is not that good as Google Assistant, I can definitely say. So if I get like, obviously there are other assistants like uh which one is that, Amazon's Chrome, I forgot about it, but that is other thing. But Alexa is also that, she is also a terrible one. Like, I tell Alexa to play a specific song and she don't even know the name of songs, you know. So at least a Siri is not terrible as Alexa. Like, Alexa is down, buried under the earth. Then it is Google's, sorry, Siri. At least she can set timer for me. That's it. That's the one thing that Siri can do. And there is Google Assistant who can add tasks, definitely do much more complicated tasks than Siri. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if Google is going to get integrated into whole Android ecosystem, that will be good because not every Android phone, even nothing doesn't have their assistants. Like, not all Android phone has their own assistants, and not they are not as popular. Like, to get an assistant to get that level of popularity, you it is a long shot game, and that Apple has played for a long shot game. Samsung tried to play it, but they did not deliver it to people. Google played the long shot game too, because the reason I'm saying it is a long shot game, because to set that specific word in people's mind is difficult. Like, hey Siri, hey Google, hey Bixby, like, to say the specific word, like it, like people saying like, hey Siri, do, like, call these people, like call that people person, like kind of a thing. People have to get in that mind, in their subconscious mind, like they don't even know they are using Siri, or even basically anything, any assistance. So get, I think Google is a good move. I think here, I think Google is going there, integrating Google to all Android devices basically, and having a one-on-one competition with Siri.